Hello everybody, welcome back to ELA. Today we're going to do a quick informational writing review over the different parts of an informational writing piece. Later on you're going to get to work on a blog post, an informational writing blog post, and then you're going to take a quiz. The quiz will ask questions over the materials featured in this video and also in the notes that are featured in Schoology. So please make sure you're also reviewing those. Today I want to talk to you about the different pieces in an informational writing piece. Now I know we've already gone over this, so this is going to be a quick, simple review just over those different parts. So first, let's start with our introductions, our very hot introductions. As you probably remember, those pieces that fit into an introduction include the hook, the overview, and the thesis. The hook is the opening sentence or sentences of your introduction paragraph. The purpose of this is to grab your audience's attention, to make them interested in what you're writing about. And from what I remember, I was very interested in the hooks you all have created for your writing pieces. Remember, it's something to try to really engage and grab the attention of your audience. And so you want to make sure it's interesting. As you're writing it and you're finding that you're not even interested in it, it's probably not going to hook your audience. Your overview is just a simple, quick overview over what your paper is going to be about. It will sometimes include, it will include the information like the topic of what you're going to be writing about. It could also feature specific things like what references you might be using, any background information the reader might need to understand the topic a little bit more. It's going to be a very brief summary about what you're going to be telling them about. And this should run from anywhere between 1 to 3 sentences. Now, your thesis is the most important part of an introduction paragraph. This is where you are stating your position or your argument clearly in a writing piece. For an informational writing piece, this is going to be your main thoughts on the topic. So make sure it's very specific and make sure it's very clear what you're trying to say. Moving on to the body paragraphs, your body paragraphs should include 3 to 4 specific things. Number 1, the topic sentence, which is the main or central idea that comes from the thesis. So where the thesis is talking about the topic overall for the paragraph, your topic sentence is going to be a sentence talking directly about what is going to be featured in that paragraph. You should also include transitions connecting from one idea to another, and that's going to look as like also or next or then, first, second, according to anything that's going to connect one idea to another from sentence to sentence. You're also going to include evidence and elaboration in your body paragraphs. Your evidence, I'm actually going to talk about in just a second, but first let me just go back real quick. Your main and central idea or your topic should make sure it's featured specifically on that idea for the paragraph. Your evidence is the information from the text to support your thesis. It should relate to the main idea for that specific paragraph, and all evidence should be cited with the source that it's found from. Your evidence is simply stated is either a quote, a paraphrased, or a summary of information you got from your research. So that could come from different websites, it could come from books or texts, it could come from videos, but it's information that is not yours. It's information you took from your research that you are featuring in your writing. And because of that, you should cite it. Typically after evidence, you have elaboration. And elaboration is where you get to talk about that research, any of that information you grabbed from outside sources and put it in your own words and talk about why is it important. So for example, if I was pulling up facts about elephants, And I got that from the World Wildlife Foundation. And then I wanted to talk about why elephants are so important to our world's wildlife. The elaboration piece is going to be the part where I'm talking about why I think it's important. It's putting it in my own words, putting it, adding in more details that come directly from me as the author. Um, I think this is the most important key element here, saying it's layering on what the evidence is stated. So you're almost making that connection for your readers to realize, so here's the topic, here's the research, this is why it's important. Lastly is the conclusion paragraph. And a conclusion paragraph is just like an upside down introduction paragraph. It starts with a restated thesis, so an overall statement about what you believe in. Then summarizing up your paper in 1 to 2 sentences, and then having a kicker or a lingering thought. It's kind of like a hook for the very end of your paper. So all in all, that is a review over informational writing. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. I'll be available. I also will have our Zoom conferences at 1 today. After you finish this ed puzzle, what I would like you to do is move on and start on the blog post. And then what I want you to do is do the quiz. I hope you have a great day.